Hello, I am David Trungale, the founder of TraderTours.com, and I am here to tell you that some of the best golfers in the world actually swing over the top. But rather than me making this outlandish claim without any evidence, let's take a look at some actual footage. Alright, so here is Brooks Koepka, one of the best players in the world. He won the US Open in 2017, came around and did it again in 2018, so he's probably doing something right. Let's take a look at his swing. As we go up, at the halfway point, I'm going to mark where the bottom of the grip is. And by the way, there are some brilliant instructors out there, such as Wayne DeFrancisco, such as Peter Thompson, who have pointed this observation out many years ago. But for some reason, the consensus is that this motion isn't happening, but it is. Okay? So the hands went up, and then there was this slight loop or reroute over the top. Now, again, the camera doesn't lie. What's very important is what he is doing in transition. So on the way back, we'll call this a rather upright position. I'm just drawing where the shaft is or where the club is, and watch on the way down how this thing goes almost sideways. And that is a result of the lower body rotating, the weight transferring, but it's also, see how I drew this arrow on his right elbow pointing down? There is a tremendous amount of external rotation going on with his right shoulder. And then his right elbow is nicely in front of the torso, and he will just obliterate this ball. Let's move on to the next swing. Alright, so here's a player you probably recognize, Tiger Woods, widely regarded as the greatest player ever. And this clip in particular is back from the late 90s when he was #1 in the world, when he was winning tournaments and just dominating the tour. So this should set a great example here. I'm going to mark the same spot. And his over-the-top move will not be as prominent as Koepka, but it is still there. Boom. So the hands went up, and they had a movement where they came ever so slightly out and in front to ensure that the club is not stuck underneath the right forearm and he's not worried about hooking the ball. Now, I have been to a lot of driving ranges over the year, and for some reason, whether it's coming from a low handicapper, an everyday player, someone who's new to the game, or even teaching professionals, I've heard people over and over say, drop it to the inside, drop the club underneath you. Well, once again, that is clearly not what is happening here. All right, let's take a look at another swing. Now here we are back in 1953, just to prove that great players have done this for a very long time. How about Ben Hogan? He won 9 majors, despite serving in the military, being in a major auto accident. He's pretty much the grandfather of swing fundamentals. A lot of people idolize him. And there it is. You can mark it here. Let's back it up a frame or two. We could see it here. So this was, once again, the same pattern. Ladies and gentlemen, do not try and reroute your hands behind you. Do not let that shaft, as you can see right here, fall underneath the right forearm. If you do, you will be hooking the ball. You will be hitting blocks out to the right. So, again, I just wanted to provide proof as to what is actually going on, as opposed to hearsay or suggestions. Footage is powerful. It reveals, once again, what's actually going on. Let me close this video out by showing you one example of what might be considered over the top but is very damaging, and this is why I think the term over the top is a bit dubious. Let's move to the next video. Alright, well, what about a player like this who may seemingly be coming over the top but may say, I'm not hitting the ball well, what do I do? Well, let's take a look at what's going on. So let's mark the hands just like we did with Tiger and Koepka and Ben Hogan. Alright, so there's the move, but the problem is this is a very different position as the right shoulder is internally rotated more and the angle of attack is steep. If we go back, I'll let you guys rewind the clip. If you go back to Tiger or Hogan or Koepka, they didn't have the shaft coming in on or above the left arm like this. They had it coming on or marginally above the right forearm, right? Somewhere in this vicinity. So, not to mention, again, I'm not giving this individual a lesson. This is just the random swing, but no good player that I have really studied, that's a tour pro, comes out of their posture like this. See how the butt is going that way. So most good players maintain or go deeper into their posture, and they're going to have external rotation on the way down, and the shaft is going to be more in control. So again, just wanted to clarify the difference between a slight reroute over the top, as you saw with the Tiger Woods clip, versus something that is simply coming in too steep. And in this example, this player is going to be taking too big of a divot, will likely slice the ball, and there's going to be a lot of inconsistent shots. So I hope this helps clarify, clear the air, and give you some food for thought on the subject. Thank you for watching.